JB Hi-Fi Music TV. My name is Daz. You can follow me on Twitter on Darren_JBAUS. Ladies and gentlemen, can I tell you now, one of the best albums released this year is by this man beside me, Mr. Charlie A'Court, who is an amazing blues soul singer. And if you haven't heard this album, you've got to get it because it's just a killer record. It is. Come on over. Charlie, welcome to JB Hi-Fi Music TV.
Thanks so much.
Like, when was this recorded?
I was here April of last year,
Yeah.
and recorded it with Diesel,
Yep.
Mark Lazat.
Yes.
Mark and I did it at a studio called Blackfoot Sound.
Yep.
And so it was kind of like half done there and half done at his home studio.
Yeah.
And basically I had 10, maybe 12 days
Yeah.
to get everything down.
Wow.
And then once it was down, I left. I went back to Canada, and it was all in Mark's hands to put the final pieces. It was like having all the pieces of a jigsaw puzzle, but didn't know what the actual finished puzzle was going to look like.
Right. Now, how did that connection? Was he a fan, or did he know about you, or did you contact him?
Well,
or
we mutually didn't know about each other. That's
really?
kind of how it started.
Exactly, yeah.
And when I first started coming to Australia, like straight away, people would after the shows come up to me and say, "Hey, have you ever heard of Diesel?"
Yeah.
And it was happening so frequently that I needed to find out who this guy was.
Right. Yeah.
And then I did and started digging through his catalog, and of course I was blown away like everyone else.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then at one point we ended up being on the same booking roster, and so
Right.
we were able to do some tours together.
Yeah.
One conversation led to another, and he was like, "Hey, you want to do some songwriting?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do." Next thing I know, I'm standing in the studio with Diesel.
The Diesel. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
No, it's he's done a fine job as well.
Oh,
Like,
he's been producing his own records
Yeah,
now
exactly.
for quite a while.
Yeah, yeah.
And so he knows what he's looking for. He knows how to get what he's looking for.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the other, like there's so many musicians out there that are really great and talented on stage, but they don't necessarily have the inner workings
Yeah.
of sound recording.
Yeah.
And because that's a daunting
Oh,
task
exactly. Yeah.
at the best
for
of
sure.
times.
Yeah.
But he's got it down.
Yeah.
And he also plays bass on the whole thing too.
Mm.
So he was kind of he
Wow.
was wearing a couple of different hats on.
I
this
know,
record.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you've been on tour in Australia for the last, it seems like, what, about a year?
Yeah, I know it feels
Yeah.
that way, but no, I got here in mid-October, and I've
Yep.
been on the go. The first, I did some Diesel support dates,
Yes.
and I did a Canned Heat tour.
Yep.
And I'm right in the middle of a UB40 tour across
Yeah,
Australia.
it's a bit of a crossover, really, isn't it?
But you know
Yeah.
what, blues and reggae,
Oh, they go well
they
together.
do, and
Yeah.
they go like they've got a lot of common ground.
Yeah, and it must have been amazing with Camp Heat as well. Like,
Oh.
they're a fave.
I mean, those guys are doing it was their 50th anniversary world tour.
I know, yeah, exactly.
Like, how
yeah.
massive is that?
I know, that's incredible. Now, am I correct? Is this album number 5?
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
yeah.
good. I don't have to sack my researcher. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. It's I've got I put out when I first started, like a lot of artists, I put out a little EP.
Yep.
And then my first full-length album came out in 2002.
Yes.
And I've put that, as I said, that's the 5th one. I've put out a couple of other albums under a different moniker.
Oh, have you?
It's a cancer research project,
Right,
actually,
yeah.
a fundraising project.
Yeah.
And those 3 live albums, and they're all blues covers
Yeah.
with like full-on band. And,
Yeah.
though that has raised money for cancer patients in our neck of the woods.
Yeah.
And the 3 albums have raised a little over $220,000.
Wow, that's
And
cool.
it's for a fund that patients can access when they need like some of the extra bills covered.
Yeah.
That their healthcare plan doesn't cover.
Yeah. Oh,
so
excellent.
between those albums, like about 8, maybe 9
Yeah.
altogether.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm very, very fortunate I get to do what I do.
Yeah, exactly. No, now, so when are you going to come back? You're going back to Canada soon. Is there
yeah.
any plans for another tour?
Oh,
or-
we're always looking at the next tour.
Yeah.
And right now, I can't announce anything just yet.
Right,
but
okay.
We're looking at maybe like March, April.
March, April next year.
Yeah.
Now I've got to ask you about that live album, the one I was listening to the other night. I'm
Yeah.
sorry the title's gone by.
It's called Live at the Marigold.
That's it, yes.
Yeah.
Now, it is one of the best live albums. Now, record companies, if you're out there and listening to me, release it. It's got to be out there. It's got to be out there. Do it. Exactly.
I really did that one more just for the fans, you know.
Yeah.
It was something that was just sort of outside the box and outside of the machine, so to speak.
Yep.
And there's this gorgeous theater back home. It's called the Marigold Cultural Arts Center.
Yeah.
And I tracked the album there. It was like a one-night no apologies, like
exactly. And that's how it sounds.
Yeah, but it's just it was a magical night. It was one of those nights where you kind of go, oh, I can't believe that happened. And then you go, oh my God, I can't believe I got it recorded.
Well,
I gotta put it out there.
It is streaming on JB Now, by the way, too, so you can stream it on there. You can actually listen to it as there.
Perfect.
And with this album coming over, you can actually buy it at all JB Hi-Fi stores, but especially buy it here at JB Hi-Fi Hurstville, because we're good. And you can actually buy it online as well on www.jbhifi.com.au. But Charlie, can I just say, you're about to play for us, and we can't wait for it. And we're going to put some footage up as well.
Awesome.
So I want to just say thank you so much for coming in and seeing us.
I love that you guys are doing this.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you guys are you're ahead of the curve on this. So thank you very much.
We are. We try to be anyway. Yeah, we do. But thank you very much, Charlie, for being on JB Hi-Fi Music TV.
Appreciate it.
And until next time, people, shine on. Thank you.